and welcome to today's video. We are going to be ranking some of the newest eyeshadow palettes I have been testing and trying. I have been using these palettes. I've used all the shades. I have my full thoughts, my full review. I do have videos on all of these palettes, and you know, it is very hard to pick favorites, but it's also fun too. This is going to be the last ranking that we do before we rank all of the palettes that I tried in 2023. It's time for those year-end videos, but I did want to go ahead and update you on these 10 in a ranking style video. I'm excited. Let's jump into it. Somebody has to come in at number 10. This is an amazing quality palette. The shadows inside are great. This is Kaleidos Quad Venus Trap. So this is just a very neutral palette, a very cool tone. We have 3 mattes, 1 shimmer. Again, the quality in here is great, but ranking videos are about quality and preference. And since I haven't tried any bad palettes, this is mostly going to be about preference. After that, I'm going to go with the Natasha Denona Mini Trio Chrome. I am very happy with my purchase of this palette. I love Natasha Denona. Quality, quality, quality. Some of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. I love that I have a multi-chrome from her. And well, another multi-chrome. Okay, I have the Trio Chrome palette. I love it. So this was a no-brainer. I love blues. But we're going to talk about some other blue palettes. This is only 5 pans, and I really enjoy it, but not everybody can be at the top. You know, like if you know, you know. Next, I'm going to put Kaleidos Twilight Rush. Again, I love the quality of this. I do like this quad even better because it is like purple leaning. We do have a pretty like duochrome in here. I love the black with the sparkle. I think the quality in here is amazing, but I do hope that in 2024 Kaleidos will bring us some like fun, bold color stories again. I would love to see that because their formula is so good. After that, I am going to, I don't know, like so many of these I could go back and forth on, but I'm gonna put the Martine Cosmetics Mayday palette. I love that they did this Jaws theme. I think this is super fun. The packaging even feels super cool. And then inside we do have a beautiful blue color story. We have a nice big mirror. We have Mayday embossed in the pans, which I really like. Martine Cosmetics has a very consistent formula. Their mattes are easy to use. They're pigmented while being easy to build and blend. They have a shimmer formula like these that I feel like are very flattering on the lid. They don't show any texture or anything like that. And then we also have some of their more sparkly, fun formula. What would have taken this palette to the next level for me is with this pop of red, which I love, like blood in the water. I love that. If we would have had 2 more reds, like maybe a very vibrant red and maybe a very deep dark red, I just feel like it would have given this palette more variety. But this palette, the quality is great. I really like the blues in here. I do like that we have some grays thrown in here as well with this like shimmery white. Really, really, really nice palette. Next up is Beaute Bay Metamorphic palette. Again, I do have videos on everything I'm going to talk about today. So if you want to see swatches, close-ups, tutorials, all of that, definitely check out my videos. This palette by Beaute Bay I bought because this was the first palette in this format that I've seen from Beaute Bay. What I love about this palette is the shimmers. Very beautiful. We have some duochromes. We have some of those more creamy shimmers, some that are more dry, some that are more topper-esque. Like we have variety, and I think that's really, really good. I like the mattes in here. The formula is great, but what would have taken the palette to the next level for me is if we had maybe like a deep purple matte, something like that to pair with the lilac, which of course I can use it with the others, and I did in my video, but this is a very shimmer sparkle heavy palette, and I think since they chose to limit the mattes so much, we didn't necessarily need these 2. We could have subbed one out for like a purple. I don't know. It's just my thoughts, and what am I here to do if not share my thoughts, you know? So let's talk about the next one. This is Lunar Beauty Siren Sunset. So this is beautiful. We have the gorgeous Lunar Beauty quality. I know we are in the top 5 now, right? Yes, top 5. I really like that Lunar Beauty gave us a multi-chrome. I have not seen that from Lunar Beauty yet, so I was super excited about that. We also have some beautiful green, purple shades. I like that this is a half neutral, half colorful palette with the greens, blues, and purples. I like that in the shimmers, there are some interesting formulas. Like these two right here have a lot of sparkle to them, whereas this is more of like a traditional smooth shimmer. We have this beautiful like white shade up here that kind of shifts to this really beautiful like pearl gold. I love the inspiration, of course. Like, of course, I love this packaging. I think it's so fun and beautiful. Lunar Beauty always kills it with that. If this were going to be absolutely perfect for me, I would have liked to have seen maybe a very pale purple or a very pale blue matte. I think that would have like elevated the palette just a little bit more, but overall, really love this one. Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet, our pastel palette from Blend Bunny. I really like the direction they went in this with like this sickly sweet Halloween candy type of theme. And then we have this chaotic color story. I love chaos. I'm inspired by it. I think this is so fun. I really like that we have these very, very light, soft pastels, as well as these more intense kind of punchy pastels. I think that's super fun. I love the shimmers in this palette too. I think the formulas are beautiful, exactly the quality that I expect from Blend Bunny. And I like that we have these darker shades in here as well. I just feel like that gives contrast and versatility to the palette, especially in a palette this size. I like that we have these pops of darker tones. That way I can deepen up the corner, which I love to do. We're getting into the top 3, and let me just say, I feel like all of these could be number 1, but not everybody can be number 1. This is ranking, so I do have to pick. I have to narrow it down. I don't want to, but I have to. Number 3 is the palette that I'm wearing today. This is GlamLite Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake palette. Of course, we have that fun packaging, but we do have the nice mirror inside with this really beautiful color story. I really like that we have reds and blues and greens all together in one palette. I love that. But we also have enough tones in the shimmers and the mattes that you can create a little more of a neutral look if you prefer, because we do have a deep dark brown, we have a black, we do have this kind of brown mauve tone right here. I am wearing this today, and I'm wearing it along with their highlighter. I decided to highlight the inner corner with this and use this as a face highlighter. I think this palette is so beautiful. And the curation of shades to make this palette, I think, is just perfect. I would not leave out a single shade in here. I think they're all really, really beautiful, and they all work well together. The formulas in here are beautiful. We have different shimmer formulas. We have matte formulas. We have matte with the sparkle. Like, GlamLite, no pun intended, but they killed it with this one. I'm sorry, I had to. Number 2 is BellaBeauteBar Recently De-Influenced. In my last ranking video, a lot of y'all were like, where's this palette? Where's this palette? I had a couple more looks that I wanted to create before I came and did a follow-up with y'all, because I love filming with y'all. Again, I have videos on all of these palettes, but to me, it's also really important to spend time on my own playing and creating with palettes, testing them, trying them, wearing them, you know, all of that. So I love this palette though. It's so beautiful. I feel like this palette is curated so well. Of course, we have the beautiful BellaBeauteBar matte formula. We have their beautiful like shimmer multi-chromes, but if you don't know what to do, you can kind of split the palette in half. Like those 6 shades right there, beautiful together. You can kind of come over here and do like a 9-pan right there, those beautiful together. But what I have liked most is combining both sides of the palette. I did a look recently, I think y'all saw it in a like palettes I'm glad I didn't buy video, where I combined the orange and the green, and I loved that look so much. The formulas in here are just absolutely beautiful. Like I said, it is what I expect from BellaBeauteBar. I expect them to give me amazing formulas, you know? Now listen, y'all are gonna be surprised that I ranked a rainbow palette as the #1 palette. Normally, rainbow palettes don't take the #1 spot because I like a very curated color story, but let me tell you why. The Resurrection palette from Wicked Widow Beauty got the #1 place, and that is because the formula is amazing. It's multi-chromes. We have the rainbow in matte shades, and we have some interesting tones of the rainbow. And for that, I just have to say, I really love this palette. I love that we have a black. I love that we have a cream. I love that they added a gray. I feel like that's very on trend. So looking at this, the red is not a true red. It's a little deeper, a little grungier. The same with the greens. Instead of like a true Kelly green, they gave us an olive and this like forest green. I love that. I love that we have 2 blue shades to choose from, 2 green shades to choose from, 2 purples to choose from. With the purple, I love that we got a very light lilac-y matte. And again, I like that we have a matte black because we can deepen up shades if we want to make it look more dark and sultry. And then we also have the matte cream shade so we can lighten up shades. I just feel like the formulas in here beautiful. I know it's a larger palette, but they really did something special with this one. I love this palette. Like, I'm kind of shocked myself at how much I love that palette, but it really is so good. I am uploading this on Thanksgiving Day here in the US. So if you are celebrating Thanksgiving by working, thank you so much for being here, for watching. I always like to upload on Thanksgiving Day because I worked Thanksgiving Day for 12 years. I remember the first Thanksgiving I had off after working at the hospital. I was like, what do I do with myself? And like, nobody is telling me how tired I look. What is going on? So if you are working, thank you so much for everything you do. If you are celebrating with family or if you are alone on Thanksgiving, I hope you're having an amazing day. And if you're living outside the US, you know, like, I hope you're having a great Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. I am not looking forward to the year-end ranking, but that is a problem for another day. I will link the makeup that I have on. Everything I can will be in the description box. Thank you again for being here. Please subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye!